If it seems like we've seen a lot of Japanese beetles in Nebraska the last couple of years, you're not wrong. Morning anchor Courtney John sat down with an expert to talk about when we started to see the increase and something people may not know about the bugs.
We started noticing about actually 10 years ago and just a few, but like you said, the last 3 to 5 years, they've been abundant and just present in so many numbers that sort of a death by 1,000 stings or something like that. This is the kind of damage they do. They sort of turn the plants that they're feeding on into sort of a doily shaped appearance, and they just cause lots and lots and lots of damage. And people are really frustrated with them because it's just really hard to stop these.
Mm-hmm. And aside from them making the leaves look like doilies, like you said, does it do any other damage to the plant itself other than aesthetically?
Well, if they do have this sort of, and here's what the little critters look like.
Oh, great. Get them out there, right there.
Close up. Yeah, if the plant is established and otherwise fairly well rooted, they don't really cause that much damage other than aesthetically.
Okay.
If it's a brand new plant, then yeah, they can cause enough damage that they would hurt the plant and maybe in a hot summer maybe kill it. But if it's just a plant that has been in the ground for several years, it's probably not going to cause that much damage.
Are there any misconceptions you hear people when they're talking about Japanese beetles, some of the things that they just don't seem to get that you want to let people know about?
Sure. The biggest one along that line is what's called a Japanese beetle trap. And these are attracted by sex pheromones, the male to the female. And you can use a sex pheromone to attract the male to the female and then use them into a trap. It's a lure, more or less. And they can be attracted into this large bag. And you can collect 100 in a week's time. The problem is you'll probably attract 500 into the yard while you're catching your 100. So we don't recommend using Japanese beetle traps unless you don't like your neighbor.
Gotcha.
That would be the only reason not to. No, we don't recommend using the Japanese beetle traps. They're really a bad management practice.